there have been as many as 22 phone calls between 2022 and today between President Putin and Prime Minister Modi. Speaks of the importance and the value of the element of trust, of picking up the phone, talking to each other, sorting out whatever issues have to be sorted out, or agreeing on something to the future. When we started the annual summit mechanism between India and Russia in the year 2000, when the summit took place between Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and President Putin, it was President Putin's idea. That is widely acknowledged. We did not realize at that time that this summit mechanism would actually continue for as long as it has. This is the 23rd summit in the last 25 years. And that, in a sense, answers one question, which is the investment of both our countries at the topmost leadership level to the continuation and expansion and relevance of the bilateral relationship. And that is due essentially to one element which is crucial in diplomacy, which I think is in the backdrop of the point that Nandan made about the last 3 months, and that is trust. It's only by dialogue and through dialogue and meetings that the element of trust develops at all levels of international interaction, and especially at the highest level. And I think that what has kept the relationship between India and Russia going for these last 25 years, on one side you have a head of state who has been present at all these summits, President Putin. And from our side, you have a Prime Minister who's attended the last 8 of these summits. There's a trust, a familiarity and understanding of nuances between the two leaders, which has contributed to keeping the relationship going despite the turbulences that appear to have cropped up, especially in the last year or so. The point about the summit mechanism is that it's a structured mechanism. I was reminded of my participation in the 3rd, 4th and 5th summits, 2002, 2003, 2004. Those were early days, but what we did at that time was to consciously create the structure for implementing the vision of the leaders, which is in the outcome document, through the 2 big commissions, one which is headed by the External Affairs Minister and the other one by the Defense Minister. So you have under that a lot of subgroups and structures, but they have, in a sense, provided the leaders with a regular opportunity through the summits of knowing what has happened with what they have committed in the outcome document, and also on giving a direction to what should happen, course correction. And I think the summit mechanism, especially after 2018, when the 2 leaders agreed to include the informal summit mechanism at Sochi, that has played a role. And since the COVID pandemic and the Ukraine conflict, the very fact, and I read this in our Embassy of India Moscow website, that there have been as many as 22 phone calls between 2022 and today between President Putin and Prime Minister Modi, speaks of the importance and the value of the element of trust, of picking up the phone, talking to each other, sorting out whatever issues have to be sorted out, or agreeing on something to the future. And finally, on the relevance, I think that since 1469, when Afanasi Nikitin came to India, the relevance of India-Russia relations is sui generis. It is not dependent on relations between India and other foreign countries. The India-Russia relationship stands on its own. Russia is a country that has never attacked India. India has never attacked Russia. We don't have a history of conflict. We don't even have a common border. So a shared border on land or in the maritime domain. That, in a sense, is a challenge, but also an opportunity. And I think that these are the reasons why I would say that the relationship continues to be relevant even today.